Yeah. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. And I'm back with some more of that good stuff, that ism. We're going to get started in a second. Stay tuned. Yo, is this thing on? We back. Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. We back. We about to talk. We about to get this conversation started. Him downstairs. YouTube is out here tripping. They not sending out notifications. But we gonna keep trucking. Blaze the game up. So, I want to talk about the Canelo Alvarez situation. This is going to be fun. But I'll wait for the notifications to go out. YouTube got to do its job so I could do my job. God, the truth was new. Charlo is the real deal. H-Town represent. Yeah, shout to H-Town where they get down. I like Texas, man. Texas got some cool people. Yo, I need y'all to come in, smash the like button. The sooner we get the likes up, the sooner we can get started on the ones and twos. We're going to talk about Mr. Canelo Alvarez, what his team had to say, what Ego got to say. It should be a fun one. As soon as the notifications go out, I'll get started. I'm ready to go right now, but I can't get started YouTube playing games with me and stuff. So we'll wait. You guys, if you got any questions or topics, let me know. Drop a comment, and then we'll get started. If you're watching the replay when this comes out, just fast forward. If you don't want the intro, we will get to the Canelo conversation. Let me set a couple things up. You see what type of delay we have? Yo, testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Is this thing we recording? Hey yo. Yo, testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Is this thing we recording? Hey yo. Yeah, we crispy. We crispy on my end. Y'all want the volume up a little bit more? 76 mark. So YouTube, I'm coming for you. Yeah, YouTube, I'm coming for you, Thweety. You playing games. We got a channel member, 76 mark, and he not getting notifications. YouTube continues to do this. They need to fix this algorithm. If people want to hear the boy Ego talk, then they need to be able to hear the boy Ego talk. Listen, I repeat, we got channel members on YouTube platform that don't get any of the notifications. That's a problem. That's people who are paying their hard-earned dollar on YouTube to get content from certain creators, but my man 76 Mark, a longtime subscriber, doesn't get notifications, just like everybody else complains about it, which is why YouTube needs to fix this. Period. Bivol a tougher opponent at 175 than Charlo at 168. Oh, stick around, because I'm going to crucify you and everybody that thinks like you. So don't go nowhere. I'm about to bake you. I'm about to bake. Isaiah, there's my boy. Hey, Isaiah, block that dude. Block Chris Solis. Look at the names, faces, and profile pics of the people doing the most hating. Okay, my boy Niter, he got active. Clap that man. Shout out to Niter. I didn't even know he was in here, but man, we put his sticks out. It's getting thick out, like fog is getting thick out. My dude Niter had to put them sticks out. Listen, stop playing with me, bro. We know Ego makes me go to his page pronto, bringing the drip like Migo. Word. Okay, I see you put some bars in there. Let's get it. Brap. Yeah, we're going to hit him with the brap. Shout out to Niter, silent killer. Absolutely. I dig it. So, listen, I'm going to start off with the hater comment. He's out the chat, so he can no longer be with us. But let me start with the hater comment. Y'all want to hate so bad. I told you, I'm perfection. I'm the best. It's like wrestling, Mr. Perfect. I'm like Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold, The Rock, Ultimate Warrior, all mixed in one. And Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. Hulk Hogan, you told me that Elizabeth was... Bro, I'm the new Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Bob Backlund, Paul Acton, who they think they carjacking. Man, come on. Oh, my God. I told you I'm like Macho Man Randy Savage. I'm a savage. Now, let me get to the hater comment. So, just so you guys look at the names, faces, and profile pics. His comment says, Dimitri Bivol is a tougher opponent at 175 than Charlo at 168. Well, guess what, Poindexter? Here's this. Listen to what I'm about to say. I'm about to cook these dudes. I will bake them. The Canelo man fans, they know they done. The walls are closing in. LJ Smith, I see you. What's up? Subscribe, smash the like button. The Canelo man fans sound goofy, and I'm here to expose and let you know. So here's an example. There's this notion from old media, right, that Canelo needs to fight Bivol because he's, quote, much tougher. And I'm sure if you on Twitter, Facebook, boxing groups, you look in the comment sections, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, you will see these types of comments. So once again, the theory is that Bivol is so superior and stylistically much more a nightmare or a, quote, tougher fight than Benavidez and Charlo and Andrade, etc. Guys that he's not fighting. So let's peep this. Now, we'll excuse Andrade because Eddie Hearn is doing a horrible job with Andrade, so he's not getting any big fights. So, and he's not with PBC. However, Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, that is an actual offer from PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and they offered him more money to fight David Benavidez and Charlo back-to-back, over $100 million. Look it up. ESPN, several other people reported this. So my question to you, if your theory is that Dimitri Bivol is such a greater task, and John Ryder and a 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, you know, the 2 or 3 fights that Canelo, I was born ready, is talking about fighting, then let me ask you this. Why wouldn't you fight the easy work Charlo and Benavidez, that package A from PBC, which you claim is easy work for more money? Canelo, his man fans, you have been found out. You are exposed. That makes no sense. Who on God's green earth, man or woman, what adult would have an easier task for more money that they can easily do and dispatch of, but they want to take the harder task for less money? Explain that. Once again, let's connect the dots. I'm like Connect 4, so let me line them up. Why would Canelo take not only less lucrative, meaning they're worth less money fights, but also lesser events? So you mean to tell me that Canelo is such a man's man type of fighter that he cares so much more about the fans and legacy and challenging himself that he would rather sacrifice bigger money, bigger events for easier tasks. And he's going to forego all of that, the easy work, to take less money, smaller events that nobody is as pressed to watch, except for his man fans. That doesn't make sense. You can't convince me of that. Listen, I'm the greatest that boxing has ever seen, covering boxing in the digital space. Shout out to Soul Glow. The money keep coming in. Explain that.
The money goes into my baby.
Shout out to my boy Niter. He is about to cook you as well. Soul Glow and Niter, I see you. Much love. Thank you for your continued support of the channel. Canelo can't say Bivol is a legacy fight when people will forget he fought dude in a week's time. Oh, facts. When fighting Charlo and Benavidez would etch his name in stone. Exactly. So we know there's some corruption in the minds of the Canelo man fans. Because, again, what man, what woman would have a job to do and they would rather take the more daunting task for less money than the perceived easier, much easier task for more money, bigger exposure, bigger event? There's no way you'll make that make sense. So just to give you perspective, if you have a cleaning business, right? And one job is the mansion from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Huge mansion, big vaulted ceilings, walls that are huge, ceiling fans that are like sky high, banisters and stairs, bigger floors, more square footage, and you have a cleaning business. So knowing you have a cleaning business, it is going to require a bigger crew to clean a bigger area. This particular mansion is 8,000 square feet. You mean to tell me if there was someone who had one apartment that was only 1,200 square feet and they were willing, they needed to get that apartment cleaned, smaller square footage, you have to have lesser crew, and they were willing to pay you more, you would rather clean the mansion, which is going to, you have more bodies on that. You're going to have a bigger crew, which means as the head of a business, you're going to have to pay out more employees because you need a bigger crew. You mean to tell me you would take the job that is more laborious, more taxing for less money than to clean this other guy? He's just willing to pay whatever because he got to get this apartment, ready for the market. And it's smaller. So you can have a smaller crew. It'll take less payroll. It'll take less time. That makes no sense, bro. The Canelo fans have officially been found out. If you can make that make sense, tell me right now or forever hold your peace. Again, relating this to Canelo, the Canelo man fans keep telling me that Bivol is the toughest test out there. If you really feel that, why would he take the toughest test for less money in one belt when he could fight easy work Charlo, easy work David Benavidez for more money in bigger events, and he would be defending all of the titles that he just earned, completing that Thanos Infinity Ring or Infinity Glove by beating Caleb Plant. So you're undisputed at 168. Why would you flee there and take a harder fight? This is what old media is saying. Take the harder fight for less money and a smaller event, and you're trapped on an app. And shout out to, who said that? Shout out to Stracco. And Bivol is way lesser known. Exactly. It makes no sense. Again, if you have a cleaning business, you're not going to opt to clean a mansion, which increases your payroll, takes longer. There's more nooks and crannies. There's more bedrooms, and it's just a more taxing job. You're not going to take that job when someone else is paying you handsomely and it's a much easier project. So Canelo, his fans, y'all all cap Nello, period. Didn't Canelo say he would never fight Triple G again? I got to make the video, Kamal, because they must have forgot. You're absolutely right. Canelo's been found out. All his man fans been found out. It's over. I told you the walls are closing. It's over. I don't care what you say to protect him unless you're willing to prove me wrong. See, I'll be a martyr for what I believe in. I know you won't. I know you won't because you can't do it. All y'all want to hate. Y'all want to hate so bad. Y'all can't do what I do. I promise you. You can't defend the point. You can't make what I'm saying make sense. I promise you that. So I'll be a martyr. I believe this. You don't. That's the difference between me and you. What's the difference between me and you? Me and you. About 5 vehicles. What's the difference between me and you? I really believe what I'm saying. I know you don't. That's the difference. So make that make sense. Who on God's green earth is willing to take a harder project, a harder work task, a harder, more taxing like chore for less money and a lesser event when you can make a bigger event and just whoop Charlo? That's what the fans say. The fans say you could just whoop Jamal Charlo, make it look easy. Been a while, that camera is looking crispy. Yeah, we making improvements, man. I told you, listen, I'm the best in the business. We just making little subtle improvements. I got my camera. Listen, I got it looking HD. We looking real crispy. We looking crispy cream. My donuts, we looking crispy cream. I said we looking crispy cream, my donuts. Stop playing with me. Let's go, man. I promise you. Crimson Fire, what's up? Stoner, I appreciate you. Once again, why if old media really believe that Bivol is the guy to beat and he's just so destructive, okay, cool. I can understand that. That's what you think. You think he's the harder fight. But you got to die on that hill. So if he is truly the harder fight, then why would you take a harder fight for less money? You a prize fighter, dummy. You fight for a prize. You fight for a prize. Who's going to take a harder task for less money, less exposure, and less of an event? Because we all know the premier boxing champion fight package that was offered to Canelo and his team, Charlo and Benavidez, both of them fights will be bigger fights than the Bivol and Ryder and Triple G at age 40. This is what we do know. That's what we know. So stop playing with me. The games is over. I ain't Milton Bradley. I ain't Nintendo. We ain't playing no games. Ain't nobody in this world. Okay. Here's an example. I'll keep it real. I'll keep it a stack. Listen, I'm going to keep it a stack. Why you think I ain't covered no fights? Why you think I ain't covered no fights recently? Because I had to adjust. I had to make an adjustment in the pandemic. And per my business, I created the Boxing Ego Watch Party. I'm an innovator, none greater. So I don't have to spend money to go to the fights, every single fight, and I can still cover it. And the fans adore it and send super chats. And I have no overhead. As a content creator, I have no overhead. I don't have to fly through New York, mess up my whole schedule, have jet lag, be at the fights, be chasing every fighter, running around. Listen, I enjoy it. But it is, when you travel for this boxing, it is taxing. I get to stay at the crib, make more, and I don't have to spend nothing. This is a business. I'm a businessman. You know that because you find me at my places of business. Bro, it's a business. So, and here's another thing. Even if I do travel to a fight, okay, I got to go. I'm one person. I can't burn myself out. I got to go to the fights that make the most sense. That's why you always see me. I was at Mayweather McGregor. Okay. Covered a lot of Terrence Crawford fight. I like Crawford. I want to support him, right? I was at Javante. I'm at the hottest fights. I'm at Deontay Wilder fight. I got to be at the hottest fight. If there's a little small fight in Bucko, Tennessee, I might not be able to make that. Not that I physically can't or can't afford it. It wouldn't be worth my time. My time is money. Okay. Listen, I try to tell y'all, my time is money. My time is money. Okay, I can't go to the little fight. And listen, I love boxing. I respect the fighters. But I can't go to Bucko, Tennessee to go just cover some small fight. It's not advantageous for my business. It's too disruptive for my business. I'll be tired, jet lag. You know, you got the luggage gets lost and, you know, just different things associated with traveling so much. Come on, stop playing. Let me get to Kamal Oz. Y'all got me tight.
The money goes into my piggy.
Kamal says, rumor is Canelo has a 3-fight deal with DAZN, and it's a Congolese warlord. Man, he fighting a Congolese warlord. That's going to be his opponent in December. Makes no sense to fight Bivol than Triple G. Canelo, he's a fraud. Hey, shout out to Kamal Oz. He said Canelo, he's a fraud. He should fight better Biv afterwards. Duck. That's what I'm saying. Hey, block Aston. Bro, you going to be out of here faster than Aston Martin. Get him out of here. Listen, man, my shooters, the triggers is sparking. We got to block Aston. He going to be out, gone in 60 seconds. That's an Aston Martin. Listen, get him out of here. Ricky Martin, Aston Martin, get him out of here, bro. He ain't welcome here. Answer my mother-ucking question. Why would I get it. Old media is trying to tell me that Bivol is much harder and much tougher. So I raise you this. Who or what person wants to take a harder task, a harder chore, a harder work, item on your to-do list for less money, less exposure, less event? So you mean, let's say this was acting. You mean to tell me if you had a 2-second cameo in a movie that you would want the same pay as if you had to be on the set at 4 a.m. every single morning for 3 months straight shooting a film? That's what you guys are telling me. Using the Canelo man fan logic, if you were an actor and your job was to act, this was your profession, and you can make a cameo, and they said, hey, Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, they said, hey, man, Ego, we really need you in this movie. We will pay you. We need you to shoot for half a day, and we will pay you $10 million. You think I would take Ozark series and I got to be there at 4 a.m. every single day for 3 months straight shooting and get less money as opposed to the once and done job that's still a big movie with Quentin Tarantino and a bigger movie with Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese for more money? That's what y'all trying to convince me of with this Canelo logic. You would rather, man, if Quentin Tarantino or Martin Scorsese, first of all, it'd be an honor to be in any of their movies. But beyond that, if they were willing to pay more than to be on a TV show where I got to show up 5 times a week, then I'm not, like, I would, of course, do the bigger thing for my career, which is to work with one of them and get paid more and have a bigger, more successful, you know what I'm saying? It's just common sense, bro. Y'all sound stupid. There's no way you would skip being in a Quentin Tarantino movie for 1 day of shooting, half a day of shooting, and make more money to go on Power, and you got to adhere to a strict, stringent schedule for 3 months. Nothing against 50 Cent and Power, but at the same time, you're not going to get the exposure on Power, and you have to stick to a schedule versus you can make more money with a once and done movie. Come on, bro. This is just common sense. So it makes no sense that Canelo would take a tougher fight that's on an app, trapped on an app for less money, period. But the Canelo man fans are so delusional, they are trying to go against King Ego and suggest that this logic makes sense, and you know it doesn't. There's no one that's going to do anything that's harder, typically, by and large, for less money and less exposure. That's not the way of the world. Ask any celebrity. Ask any, like, if Cardi B can perform and do 3 songs in Saudi Arabia and they're like, oh, we'll give you $10 million for a 20-minute show versus going on tour in Europe and she got to wake up and move from city to city and go to Amsterdam, and then she got to go to England, then she got to go to a different part in Manchester, you know what I'm saying? And you're getting less money. Who would do that? You ask yourself that question at home. If you could do one concert in front of some prince in Saudi Arabia who's a billionaire, trillionaire or something, and he's this oil tycoon, and you could do one concert for 30 minutes, easy work, easy peasy, memorize less songs and less, choreography and all that for more money, you would rather go on tour to 50 cities for less money? Stop. But this is the logic of Canelo fans. This is funny, bro. And then the funny thing is when I say this in videos, go read the comments. There's a lot of people that understand it. But the few that claim that they don't, their comments are never directed to what's being said. Their comments are directed to me. Oh, ego, Canelo pays your bills and all. Yeah, like, all right, bro, he pays my bills. Come do something about it. Now what? Now what? So it just proves my greatness and what I've been telling you, and that's just what it is. Unless you could tell me, that's like, bro, I've worked my whole life. My whole life I've worked in some capacity, without fail. No gaps in employment. I've always done something. I've never just sat around and played video games. Yeah, y'all got to get the likes up. I see YouTube is hating real bad. Bro, YouTube is hating. Y'all got to get the likes up. I don't know what's going on, but it is what it is. Y'all got to get the likes up. That's all I know. That's a mandatory. The longer streams, I told you, I promise you, moving forward, my time is money. So, you know what I'm saying? If YouTube keeps playing games, then I'll just have to make shorter streams with it until they recognize. But that's non-negotiable. My time is money. But anywho, let's keep going. Like, even at any capacity, you're not going to make this make sense. I promise you. Like, I'm a YouTuber. If I could literally make one video and then bounce for the rest of the month and make more money than making daily content, why on earth would if that was my hustle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did anime videos or something and I could just literally do one video. Why would I do several videos daily when I could just do one video and that was my hustle? Make this make sense, people. That's all I want. I want you guys. Nah, YouTube, they got my money right. So me and YouTube is good. They just not sending out notifications. But I don't care. As long as they got my paychecks chunky, then it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I don't have no gaming things on Twitch, but maybe I'll do a Twitch account too. I don't know. It's whatever the fans want. But we still on YouTube. The pay is too proper. So I don't know about the other stuff. I feel bad because there's a lot of people who subscribe to the channel. They don't get notifications. They want to hate. They want to stagnate. But it doesn't change anything because, look, we got regulars like Kamal Oz. He's always in here, always supporting the movement. So, it is what it is.
The money goes into my baby.
Kamal Oz says, I wonder what the stipulations are for Bivol. Hydrate in the fight with He had to hydrate in the fight with Pepto-Bismol instead of water. Plus, he got to wear a thong instead of underwear. Make Heavy D his trade. Nah, Heavy D passes it. Come on. He said Heavy D. Hey, you tripping, bro, with the Heavy D. That's funny. Oh, they got a new date for Charlo Castano? Amazing. Let's go. Bro, it makes no sense with the Canelo fans. I get it. You think Bivol is a tougher fight. So I'll see, the thing that gives me the ultimate poise and this leverage is I am willing to listen to the argument. And then once I listen to it, then I apply it. I'll put myself in your shoes and listen to what you're saying and then apply what you're saying. And then I'll rationalize it and see if that makes sense. And it doesn't. So then I just revert back to what I always knew about Canelo Alvarez or whatever the subject matter is. So that being said, I've already done the work. Listen, the reason you guys should subscribe to Boxing Ego, I do the research so you don't have to. I've already put myself in the position and heard the argument from the Canelo man fans. They said Bivol is tougher. Okay, let's just assume, playing devil's advocate, that Bivol is way superior to Benavidez and way superior to Charlo, even though there's inherent issues with that logic just off rip. For example, how do we know that? Based on what? That's just your specific opinion on things. Benavidez spars with Bivol, and Bivol just did an interview and says Benavidez has all the tools to beat Canelo, and he got the Canelo fight. So that already, you're already down bad because you already have a strike against you. But let's just set that off to the side and ignore the fact that none of those guys have fought, so we really don't know who's the best between them. You think he's the best for whatever reason. But if you watch Bivol's recent fights, he hasn't even looked that great. He ain't even looked that great. When's the last time he looked great? He couldn't stop Jean Pascal. I mean, he cool, but I'm just saying, what if your argument is Bivol is God tier, what I'm asking, what is God tier? Like, I tell you, Denzel Washington, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. You talking to me? I'm not the only guy in here. You talking to me? Right? Brad Pitt. These are some of my favorite actors of all time. But guess what? If ever questioned, I can tell you what work, what pieces of work, what movies they were involved in that make them my favorite actor, or some of my favorite actors. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if anyone were to ever ask me, what do you like about Denzel Washington? I'd be like, he's a dang good actor. Name a movie. What? Hurricane. Malcolm X. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on a Training Day. Oh, you mother. All right. Okay. Huh? Yeah, so, hey, kukui. Yeah, you want to see a search warrant? That's what you're telling me. Bro, I could go on and on. Ricochet. So I can quantify why Denzel is a beast of an actor. I could give his whole catalog. I've seen all Denzel movies. Most of them. Right? So I could tell you why. Using what I'm saying, tell me why Man on Fire. I wish you had more time. I've seen it. Tony Scott. Denzel Washington. What are we talking? I've seen them all. That's what I'm saying. So I could tell you what roles that Brad Pitt killed. Antoine Fisher. Facts. Right? So I'm asking you guys, what Bivol is this God tier fighter based on what? What performance? Who he beat? I feel like Roger Mayweather reincarnated. Rest in peace to Roger. Who he beat? He ain't beat no motherfucker. Body. Okay, then. Who he beat? What is the Bivol fight that is just legendary? Like, and then when was the fight? That's my only two questions. Who did Bivol beat and he just was slaughtering-ish? And what year was that? That's my two questions to you. Because y'all keep saying Bivol is the God tier. Okay, he didn't fight Zurdo Ramirez. He didn't fight Better Biev. He fought Joe Smith Jr. and almost got knocked out in the 12th round. What is the God tier, like, what performance? He looked all right with Joe Smith Jr., but then it's hard to overlook the fact that Joe Smith Jr. got cracks and he hit you with them union cracks and almost knocked you out, or at least hurt you bad and knocked you down. You know what I'm saying? So what performance are y'all talking about, man? That's my question to you. But again, your arms are too short to box with God. I'm the boxing God. You guys are just saying stuff, and then when you're checked about it and when someone follows up to check your knowledge, you have nothing. What recent performance and who was it against and what year was it that Bivol had this legendary run? That's what I'm asking. Shout out to Niter.
Drink a deep drink, the money goes into my biggie.
If Charlo Castano is May 14th, then old media is about to out for the umpteenth time how irrelevant Canelo moves are. Charlo Castano is far more better and lucrative. Word. Bro, I told you, all these weakling Canelo man fans, they can't exist in my world. I'm the supreme. I'm the ultimate. I'm the ultimate. I'm asking direct questions, but I'm not getting any direct responses. He fought Jean Pascal, who at the time people thought was washed, and he didn't look great versus Jean Pascal, and he couldn't stop him, which was going into the fight was the notion that Bivol would stop him. The notion was that Bivol would stop Jean Pascal, and he didn't. And people thought Pascal at that specific space was pretty washed. Bivol doesn't win this fight. Canelo wouldn't select Bivol if he thought Bivol could win. Facts. Shout out to Eric Kelly. I don't know if it's the real one, but shout out to Eric Kelly. Again, somebody who knows they boxing. Bro, Bivol, Canelo is clearly staying away from certain styles. Listen, I'm not gonna say Canelo is afraid of his life and all that, but what I will say is there's an avoidance in certain styles. Guys that are athletic, guys that have fast twitch muscles, guys that are explosive, like Triple G. Oh, that's the real Eric Kelly. Y'all better follow him. That man is funny and he knows his stuff. Y'all better check him out. Nider, I see you. Everybody Bivol has fought has either come off a bad performance or was already past the point where their name was great and up and coming. Word. Shout out to Niders. Magic, yo. Bro. Bivol. Listen. Bivol. Hey, listen. Eric Kelly said Canelo been a fraud since day one. He told me that, I think, like Ward Kovalev fight week. It was like years ago. And he was like, nah. He's like, man. And people got mad, bro. I interviewed Eric Kelly, and they was mad at him. But look at how Canelo been moving, bro. And he did tell me that. He was like, man, Canelo is not, it's like, bro, Canelo is like a mirage. Like, he good, he cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could fight, but look how he moves, bro. Listen, name somebody that Canelo has fought recently that has fast twitch muscles that you would deem explosive, powerful, and fundamentally sound. Because in most weight classes, you can find guys, if you're fighting the best, that are explosive, powerful, with good sets of fundamentals. Ego, you should verify your facts. You talking too fast. Block him. They say I talk a little fast, so you listen real fast. I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. Block him. Yeah, get Dwight out of here. Dwight around your lips. Get him out of here. I ain't worried about nothing you talking about. How can Triple G fight for titles at 168 before Benavidez? That's a good point. Shout out to Kamal. Bro, that's what I'm saying. How Triple G 40, bro. Triple G did not have one hand. No, God, Max. Yeah, Max, everybody punches nothing. I said back with this back is zigzagging this bag of this weed that gives me the most needed, most meanest MC on this E. Bro, Triple G did not have one fight in 2021. Look it up. Go to BoxRec. BoxRec is your friend, bro. He said Canelo on banned substances. Hey, Eric Kelly going off. He said he on them bad, bro. He on that juice box, he said. Oh, my God. This man crazy. Bro, he said he off that juicy juice. He off that apple sauce, that Mac sauce. Man, anyway, listen. Bro, listen to what I'm saying, bro. That's why Canelo keep canceling the dates probably. Why he keep canceling his date? He said he want to fight a Mexican date. The Mexican date roll around. He said, oh, I can't make the fight. Bro, all that look suspect, dog. Bro, it looks suspect. Hold on, let me get the Kamal odds. He about to cook you. How could Triple G fight? Nah, I just read that. Bro, he said, how could Triple G fight for a title before? I already read that, bro. Bro, Canelo, the new Manny Pacquiao. Man, listen, put me on wax. Yeah. Canelo, listen, I'll just leave it at that. Canelo, the new Manny Pacquiao. Put it that way, bro. This man Pacquiao went from sperm weight up to 180 pounds, 150 pounds. Nah, bro. Bro, that man Pacquiao went from noodle weight, nano weight, and moved all these. All right, bro. Y'all say I don't know boxing. All right. Bro, Pacquiao is at spaghetti weight, angel hair pasta weight, and then he gonna move up and fight Margarito and break his eye socket out the. All right, bro. Yeah, that's normal. Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. This boy Pacquiao went, bro. He just kept moving up and maintained all speed and power. Man, all right, bro. Whatever, bro. Anywho, Canelo Alvarez, bro, the jig is up. That boy Pacquiao moved up from microweight. I want to. I keep moving up my. All right, bro. Yeah, that's normal stuff. Talis sent $5 in the Cash App. Much love, appreciate you. He sent another $250. Much love, appreciate you. Bro, that boy Pacquiao moved up 20 weight classes. All right. Bro, 20 weight classes? All right, bro. He said he didn't maintain it is spite. Bro, that's that Captain. Bro, these fighters be on that Captain America soldier serum or whatever, bro. Like this, the Marvel universe. Marvel versus Capcom. Anywho, TJ, he said, hit that Triple G. Yeah, guys, hey, Max, I'm 40. Guys, sit back with this pack of exacts and this bag of this weird that gives me. Yeah, bro, that's on Triple G. Every interview. I don't know what he talking about. Every single Triple G interview. It'll be a simple question too. Hey, Triple G, what's 2 + 2? Oh, yeah, God, it was good. Yeah, it's a bunch of mathematics. Yeah. Bro, what? What? I don't even know, like, blah-bitty blue blah, blah-bitty blue blah. I ain't even hear a word you said. Hibbity hoopla. Bro, you ask Triple G a simple question, and it's always this long roundabout answer. Man, come on, bro. Them interviews be weak. Listen, I'm the realest in the game. Them Triple G press conferences and interview, bro, what did he even be talking about, bro? Ask him, hey, Triple G, what's your first name? Oh, yeah, guys, Nintendo. Yeah, Game Boy. Yeah, guys, N64, guys, Sega Genesis. Yeah, bro, what? What? What are you even talking about, sir? Bro, I promise, just go watch them old interviews. You ask Triple G any goddamn thing, and it'd be some weird response and stuff. Like, what are you talking about? Triple G, do you drink coffee? Oh, yeah, Joe Biden. Yeah, Trump. Donald Trump. Yeah, Taco Bell. Cancel Mexican pizza, guys. Mexican style. What? What? Ah, what? Bro, what? And y'all try to act like I don't know what I'm talking. All right, bro. Yeah, guys, TikTok. Yeah, bro, TikTok. What are we talking about? Bro, he got punched hard as hell. He said, oh, yeah, guys, it's nothing. It's punches. It's tick, tick, tick punches. Bro, what does that even mean? The man talk like a time bomb. Yeah, his here, guys, his punches is like tick, tick, tick punches on TikTok. Bro, man, come on, bro. Y'all pissing me off. I hate most of y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. Bro, Triple G, and this is what they trying to sell. Canelo, Triple G, 3, 4, or whatever. Yeah, I got George Lucas, Star Wars, guys, Max. Bro, what Han Solo? Yeah, R2D2, yeah, D12. Like, what? D12? Yeah, Detroit, 8 Mile, D12 recipes proof, guys. All right, bro. Kamal Oz says, bum love. Bum love can duck Demetrius Andre, Jamal Charlo, and Munguia with a duck. Yeah, guys, Mel Gibson, Mad Max. Yeah, Heath Ledger, guys, Joker. What? And this is, they think they're going to run it back. Bro, DAZN, y'all could kiss my ass. I ain't paying for none of that, bro. I just want to watch it. It's good. Listen, y'all gonna pay for all these Canelo fights because if he's fighting the people y'all saying, I ain't paying on my dollar. I promise you that. Y'all listen, y'all gonna pay for me to watch Canelo. This is Canada Dry. All this stuff is Canada Dry. So y'all, I'm gonna force y'all to pay me or we ain't watching on the channel. Y'all gonna pay for these fights. I'm not paying out my dollar, bro. He keep fighting everybody. I don't even want to see half of this stuff like that. He don't need, man, shut your, bro, what does that even mean, bro? He said, I promise you, he don't need you to watch. Good, block him. You get out of here too, bro. Go pray to your Canelo shrine. I don't care about none of that. I'm still paid, so I'm good. I don't care what you're talking about. He said, I promise you, Canelo doesn't need you. Good, because it's not coming out of my pay. Listen, why does that hurt y'all so bad? I'm not paying for Canelo. You gonna pay for it. So I'm not tripping. Bro, why does that hurt the Canelo man fans? I'm not paying. Listen, I'm not paying for that Canelo fight. You will pay for me. That's it. That's all I said. That's all. I promise you it's not going to say my government. It's not going to be on my bank statement. That's all I'm saying. I don't, like, it's not, he's not fighting who I want him to fight. Period. So either y'all paying for the fight for me or I just won't watch it. And they be mad. Oh, Canelo don't need you. Okay, I didn't say he need me. I just told you what I'm a man, bro. I'm telling you what I am going to do and what I'm not going to do. It's that simple. Take it or leave it. You're not going to change it. Bro, Canelo could have fought Charlo and then Benavidez. These are two bigger fights. Period. I don't care what no opposer is talking about. Because if Charlo is so weak, like you're saying, and Benavidez is so weak, and they're easier fights, okay, great. Fight the bigger events. Fight the weaker guys that are bigger events for more money on U.S. broadcaster. Good, do that. Instead, you're working with a British promoter, a British company that has no TV deal on DAZN. They don't promote the same. And you're fighting a Russian fighter in the middle of the Russia invasion versus Ukraine. So I don't even know how that's going to play out, especially on pay-per-view, which that company said that they weren't never going to do pay-per-view. So it's the whole thing is FUBAR. It's that simple. But Canelo wants to keep doing these weak moves. The walls are closing in. It's that simple. I'm just the realest person to tell you. I don't care what. Listen, nobody is proving me wrong. That's all I'm asking. If you can prove me wrong, I'll shut up. But I know you can't, so I'll never shut up. Moving on. Who is that? That's Canelo's trainer? Okay, good. That's Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's longtime trainer. At the Canelo Bivol fight, he was asked about Shakur Stevenson, a great American talent, a great black American, African American from Newark, New Jersey, who happens to be fighting his fighter, who is Mexican American, and Oscar Valdez. You see the title. It says, quote, African American fighters are difficult to fight. Eddie Reynoso speaking on that. It's over. Because if I don't know what I'm talking about, you would think that if I don't know what I'm talking about and the statements that I made about Canelo and his team avoiding certain styles, NBF, exactly, and avoiding other certain styles like black fighters and Mexican fighters that fight like David Benavidez, Hispanic fighters with that, right? But primarily black fighters, right? You would think that Canelo's team would say things that prove me wrong. But finally, Eddie Reynoso puts it on wax that I'm not wrong after all. Because what he said that I just showed you confirms what I've been telling you. But when I said it, old media and the Canelo Man fans, they say, oh, Ego, you hating. Oh, Ego, you lying. So why is Eddie Reynoso, trainer of Canelo, trainer of Valdez, making a statement that say African-American styles are complicated? Because he knows his fighter got his butt whooped by Floyd Money Mayweather, an African-American fighter. And that's why they stick away from that. Like, they'll fight Machachu and Mahatu and all that, Makabuk era. They'll fight like actual Africans with a certain style maybe, but not against African-American styles with an American style. You see a bit of boxing, slickness, power, offense, defense, very measured, calculated time. That's what I'm talking about. So you would think, again, that Eddie Reynoso would say what the Canelo Man fans told me all along. They said, I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's not the truth. So why is he saying statements that further prove me right as opposed to statements that refute what I'm saying? Shouldn't Eddie Reynoso be saying, oh, yeah, we'll fight black styles. That's easy for Canelo. And here, add this to ends. Listen, Kamal said he struggled with Austin Trout too. And if it weren't for that open scoring, we could have had a different outcome. But that's another story. But listen, I promise you, the walls are closing in on Canelo Alvarez. The walls are closing in on old media. They cannot beat me. What they're saying cannot defeat me. For example, Canelo Man fans say Charlo is a cinch. He's a piece of cake for Canelo. Block interested observer. Yeah, you're going to be observing from the outside. Block him. You're going to be an interested observer from the outside of this chat. Block number zone. Get him out of here. I don't care what none of y'all do. Yeah. We're going to do it like this. Shooters, put work in. Number zone, get him out of here. Interested observer. Okay, get him all out of here. Back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. Listen, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop the message. You guys get that? Once again, you would think that Eddie Reynoso would have made a statement like the statements that Canelo Man fans are making that further refute what I'm saying. But he didn't. He made a statement that, say it with me, supported what I've been saying for years. So that's a W for me. West Side. He just told the whole world at the Canelo Bivol fight that African-American fighters have a complicated style. First of all, that's a generalization, to be honest, because not every African-American has that type of style. So that you're already stereotyping. But since it's not necessarily quote unquote negative, we'll just ignore the fact that you're generalizing a whole group of people. Because I know for a fact that the way Errol Spence fights is nothing like, he's from Texas and James Kirkland is from Texas. They both niggas, they both black, but they don't fight alike. So you're generalizing. So that's really, you're not even really supposed to be doing that. But since overall, you know what I'm saying, you just said whatever, and it's not like something that I guess is negative, saying that it's complicated, whatever. We'll just accept it. But it's not, it's a stereotype, bro. Errol Spence is black from Texas. He fights nothing like another black person, James Kirkland, from Texas. Like night and day. And I could do this all day. Charlo brothers, they from Texas, they black. They fight nothing like James Kirkland. And there's other people. So there's no one way for any group of people to fight. There's no Mexican style. There's no black style. But, you know, when people say black style, you know, the stereotype and stigma has been around so long, we know what they're talking about. They're talking about offense and defense, slickness. Some people call it marathon. Some people call it runner. But first of all, it's a generalization because it's not fair. Jermall Charlo don't be running. Jermell Charlo don't be running. Errol Spence don't be running. Deontay Wilder don't be running. So you're not really supposed to stereotype like that. But whatever. You admitted that you believe this stereotype on wax, that African-American fighters are complicated with their style. So that means you have firsthand experience, and this preconceived notion for a group of people, that's how you feel. So if you feel that way for Shakur Stevenson and Valdez, why would you not feel that way for Canelo? You can't make a generalization and then double back and then it doesn't apply in another situation. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it for Canelo. So his team already proved me right, and they admitted that Canelo, and I guess basically Canelo team's thinking is that this is a difficult style. So that's a direct contradiction to everything I've said, and it's a direct contradiction to what old media is saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, the great thing about my channel, I do my numbers, and then I leave, and then I'm out, and I work on the next thing. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. All I'm doing is putting out the message that happens to be a truthful one. It's up to you guys to interpret it. I'm not here for that. You guys interpret it. But if what I'm saying doesn't make sense, please tell me what doesn't make sense. Canelo, his own team, just came out and generalized African-American fighters. And I'm not making a big deal like saying, oh, he's racist or not. I get that. So whatever. He made a general statement. That's a fact. He generalized an African-American style. There is no African-American style. Whatever. But if that's how you think, then you've already told, by and large, you believe this stereotype is more applicable and that African-American fighters, black fighters, Moreno, have a complex style. Period. You said that, not me. So how come, this is the fun part, how come Canelo's team didn't say British fighters? How come Canelo's team didn't say European fighters, Eastern European fighters, Kazakh fighters, Russian fighters, right? How come they didn't say, like, Dmitry Bivol is from Russia? That's a fact, right? How come he didn't say that Russian fighters provide a complicated style with multiple dimensions? That's my question to y'all. He could have, but that's not what he said. Canelo fought a Russian against Sergey Kovalev. Never do I recall Eddie Reynoso getting on record and say, oh, yeah, we're worried about the Kovalev fight because Russians, and make that same type of generalization. When did he say, oh, the Kovalev fight? He might say Kovalev himself is a good fighter, but I never heard a generalized stereotypical comment or a conversation from Eddie Reynoso, unless you can send me a link right now, where he said, oh, we're really worried because Russians, they have a style that's complicated and gives Canelo problems. Or anybody, like, it doesn't have to be Russian, English fighters. Why didn't they say that? Why? He fought 1,000 British fighters. How come Eddie Reynoso is not on record saying the British style is very complicated? Because that's not what he believes. And that's why they're choosing who they're choosing. Boop. So I've been vindicated like I always am. I'm the greatest in boxing. That's it. He could have said any other group and made that same rationalization, stereotypical statement, but he didn't. He didn't say Russian fighters create the most complexities or complications for our fighter, or British fighters, or guys from England, or, you know what I mean? He, out of all groups that you could group together, he said black fighters. So that tells you the line of thinking. So now it makes sense. So again, that's a stark and direct contrast from what the Canelo Man fans said to me. It's a direct contrast to what they're saying about Bivol being the toughest for Canelo's style. If Bivol was the toughest for Canelo's style, why didn't he make a stereotypical comment about Russian fighters instead of saying black fighters are complicated? He could have been like, man, Bivol, that's the toughest fight ever because Russians are known to give everybody problems because of their style. He's telling you, he's giving you the game. See, the great thing about life is this. You can fool some of the people sometimes, you can't fool all the people all the times. And eventually you can wear a different mask, but people slip up. The truth bleeds through at some point. You know how they say a lot of truth is said in jest? That's an example. Like this, he didn't say it like a joke per se, but it's the same kind of concept. Eventually, that Freudian slip will come out if you talk to someone enough. So to me, Eddie Reynoso has put on full display that he believes that African-American styles create issues for his fighter. Because if he didn't believe that, there would be no reason to have said that. And it shows you also because they weren't even talking about Canelo, right? They were talking about Valdez. So you made a generalized stereotypical statement. So that's what you believe across the board. So you don't just believe that for Valdez. You believe that for if you're training Luis Nery. You believe that if you're training Andy Ruiz. You believe that if you're training Canelo because you made a stereotype. You know what I mean? You generalized. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying blacks are tall. Black guys can dunk. So if you make a general statement, then you believe more often than not, black people are athletic. Black people are tall. Black people can play basketball. Black people, that's what happens when you generalize. Black people can dunk. Yeah, sure. Okay, there's certain black people you probably like, okay, that guy's too short. Kevin Hart, he can't dunk. I get it. But by and large, you're saying more often than not that you're more inclined to find a black person that's athletic that can dunk if that's the statement you made. That's now we working with generalizations. That's what happens when you generalize. That means at the very least, by and large, you feel 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10 that this rule applies. Otherwise, you wouldn't generalize. That's like me saying blonde hair girls are ditzy. That's a generalization. There could be a blonde girl and she's like a motivational speaker, a rocket scientist, an engineer. I can't just generalize and say blonde girls are, lack common sense because of the movie Clueless or because of Alicia Silverstone or something, as if that's why it doesn't really make sense to generalize things and stereotype. You can't say every blonde acts this way or, white people are Karens or black people can jump and dunk. Like it doesn't really go. But this is what Eddie Reynoso did. And this is what he said. So that just tells me that's how you feel, that you feel black fighters have more often than not a difficult style for your fighters, especially if they don't happen to be black, which I don't think he has any main black fighter. I mean, I've seen Rashidi Ellis and guys like that in his gym, but I'm talking about like actual black, like American fighters that are for sure with him. I don't know that he has that. So, he just spilled the beans. That's all he just validated me and spilled the beans. It's that simple. But again, this goes against what Canelo's fans are saying. They're saying that, oh, no, don't worry about that. Canelo would destroy Charlo. Right? Okay, he'll destroy him, right? So fight him for more money. Destroy him for more money. How can you make a generalized, this is another question. I'm destroying the Canelo Man fans right now. How can you make a generalized statement about black fighters and then Charlo's excluded? So if you said black fighters have a complicated style, then why would Charlo not be included in that statement? Knowing he's undefeated. So how doesn't he have a difficult style? So this is a far cry from what the Canelo Man fans are telling me. Canelo Man fans are saying something different. They saying, oh, Charlo's easy work. Okay, he's easy work. Fight him for more money. And if he's easy work, why is Reynoso, Team Canelo, the trainer of Canelo, the manager of Canelo, saying that black fighters, he didn't say black fighters except for Charlo. He just said black fighters have a complex style, a complicated style. Freudian slip. You spilled the beans, bro. You said what you said. Like, Like, listen, like for example, I'm definitely taller than average. You see what I'm saying? I'm a tall guy, right? So I'm a tall guy. I've never been like insecure. I never felt inferior about my size because for quite some time I've been tall, right? So you'll never hear me make a generalization about something that doesn't come across my mental Rolodex. You see what I'm saying? Like I've never, since high school at the very least, I've been pretty tall. You see what I'm saying? So I've never had to really be insecure about my height. I've been tall since high school, at least freshman, sophomore. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you would never hear me say something like, oh, all the short guys get all the girls. Why would I say that? I don't have any insecurities when it comes to my height. But then if you are short and then you see some tall guy, man, tall guys, man, it must be nice. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have those Freudian slips. I don't have Freudian slips. Like basically it's harder to have a Freudian slip or like a slippage in what you're saying unless it's something that's on your mind. You know, I read a lot on psychology and the subconscious mind, you know, being in dream states and REM sleep and things like that. And it's like when someone's racist and then they say someone is non-black, they're racist, and they get mad at a black person and the first thing they draw for is the N-word. You're racist, because I've been mad at all types of people and my first instinctual thing is not to have a racial slur. Like if I got in an argument with a guy that happened to be Asian, the first thing I reach for would never be anything about the guy's race like that. You see what I'm saying? It would never be a racial slur. And so on and so forth. But that's part of your subconscious mind if you get in an argument and then the first thing you reach for is a racial slur. You didn't just conjure this up right then and there. This is who you are. It just crept through. You guys get what I'm saying? So when people have these Freudian slips or generalizations and things like that, that's pretty much kind of like the subconscious mind slipping through. If you're mad at a black person and the first thing you reach for is the N-word, then you're racist. You've thought about this. You probably used the word before. You didn't just, oh man, what happened? I was possessed and said the N-word. No, that's not how that works. So this is who you are. It like basically it shows character. You see what I'm saying? Shows your character. It's conversations you had off record. You didn't just wake up and just decide to use the N-word because you had road rage. You probably used it before. You're comfortable with the word. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Mel Gibson used the N-word, right, on that leaked tape. Does anybody here believe that was the first time Mel Gibson said the N-word? He just got caught up. The first time he said it, it was you know what I'm saying? Or if a guy's had several girlfriends and then this new girlfriend, he beats her up or something like that. Is this literally the first time you've ever done that? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Patterns. So, you know, Eddie Reynoso, he already spilled the beans, bro. And like I keep saying, you would think that Canelo man fans, what they're saying, if what I was saying was true or false, and what they were saying was true, then Eddie Reynoso should be saying comments on behalf of Team Canelo that debunk me and support with the Canelo man fans. They saying Charlo's easy work. They saying Benavidez easy work. Eddie Reynoso, why he didn't say that? If Charlo's easy work, then why he say black fighters are complicated? You can't make this stuff make sense. If Charlo's easy work, then why didn't he say black fighters are easy work? And then if he did say that, then why don't you fight more black fighters like Demetrius Andrade or Jermall Charlo? Instead of spacing it out. Like, oh, last black guy I fought was Danny Jacobs. Keep in mind, Danny Jacobs, a black American fighter, as I keep telling you, was the last guy that went 12 rounds with Canelo. No? Am I lying? Name another recent fighter that has went 12 rounds with Canelo. And Canelo faded in the second half of that fight. But he's stopping all these other dudes. Billy Joe Saunders stopped. Avni Yildirim got stopped in 3 rounds. Who else was there? Caleb Plant got stopped in the 11th round, whatever it was. He got stopped. But Danny Jacobs, why didn't he get stopped? Why did Canelo fade and start giving up and getting hit with big shots by a black American fighter late in the fight? Why is Canelo's team saying African American styles are complex and complicated? You can't make this make sense, and you know that. You know I'm the best. You know I'm the greatest. Ever since I hit record on my first video, y'all knew I was the greatest. Shout out to Kamal.
The money goes into my piggy.
Canelo thinks he's a promoter now, telling all the tough fighters to mix it up in a round robin, beating up each other while he eats cherries. Exactly. And then see, this is the other thing. I'm glad Kamal said that. How come no other fighter? So you mean to tell me, literally, I could give a damn about Canelo's next 3 fights, comparatively speaking, if I could get Charlo and Benavidez back to back. Like, if Canelo would fight those 2 people back to back, that is so much greater and bigger of events than all them other 3 fights, Bivol and stuff. I'm more interested in paying as a consumer for those fights, right? So with that being said, how come all these other dudes get selected and the selection process doesn't consist of fight each other? Like, how come Billy Joe Saunders, a Caucasian British man, didn't have to mix it up with another Caucasian British man, both from the same region of England, right, or the UK? Why didn't Caleb Smith, who wanted to fight, because before they fight, everybody wants to fight Canelo. So Caleb Smith wanted to fight him. Billy Joe Saunders wanted to fight him. Why didn't Canelo tell them that they had to fight each other first and beat each other up in a unification, and then he'll fight the winner? Why is he saying that now to Charlo and Benavidez? Keep in mind, Charlo is not even at the weight class that Benavidez is at. Wow. Looking shaky, baby. I'm asking direct questions. No one can provide a direct answer. How come you have 2 white fighters that were both champions, and Canelo never once told the 2 white fighters from England that you guys, and they were in the same division, you guys need to fight each other and I'll come for the winner. So you guys handle that. I'm a sit back because I'm Canelo. And then he fought them individually. So why was he willing to fight those guys, Caleb Plant, white American fighter, 2 English American, UK, British, I keep saying American, British fighters? You were willing to independently. Why didn't you tell all the white boys that they need to fight each other and you gonna come for the winner? You fought them all individually and separately. So why was it when you're fighting Caucasian British fighters or Turkish fighters, you are willing to fight them separately, a la carte? But then when it comes to fights that we all know are bigger against a Mexican, Ecuadorian American, David Benavidez, and black fighters like Charlo and Andrade, they got an all-round robin, like me and Kamal are saying, and solidify who's the best out of that bunch, the wild bunch, right? And then you'll come and pick off the winner. Explain why. So people, the Canelo Man fans, they got hyped for that. They were like, yeah, Canelo, tell him. But you do understand that made Canelo look worse. Because how come Triple G didn't have to fight Caleb Smith, and then Caleb Smith didn't have to fight the winner of Triple G, or Billy Joe Saunders didn't have to fight the winner of Triple G, Caleb Smith? Why is it only applicable for the PBC guys or black and Mexican fighters? Why they have to have like this murderer's row and scrap and have this gauntlet to eliminate each other, but you're not willing to fight them separately? And they're bigger fights. They're bigger fights worth more money, and they're worth my money. I would pay for those. Looking shaky, baby. Canelo is looking shaky. Why didn't Canelo fight Saunders right after the Lemieux fight? Yeah, when he looked better. He called him boring. Why not Caleb Smith right after he KO'd George Groves? What a fraud. See? Bro, that's the Canelo timing. He always waits till you look horrible, bad performance, inactivity, quick turnarounds, weight, stipulate, you know. Vulture. I told you, Canelo's a vulture. He's a scavenger. This is what vultures do. Vulture ain't trying to kill no hyena. It's trying to take a hyena that's near death, got wounded by some lions and is in the desert, decaying and baking, and his leg, you know what I'm saying, his leg is messed up. He's not mobile. That's when the vulture's that's what scavengers do, bro. You think flies help with decomposition. Flies help with decomposition. They not killing the person. They're not going to take a 200-pound man and kill him. They might annoy you, you know, be in your face and stuff. They're not going to kill a 200-pound man. But what they will is when that man is deceased and laid flat in the field, that's when the decomposition, that's when it attracts flies and all these insects for million. That's what happens. That's Canelo, bro. He waits for the decomposition. He's a scavenger. There's guys like Jamal Charlo looked crispy versus Derevyanchenko. That's a big fight. Why don't you fight him after the Derevyanchenko fight? And then after the Montiel fight, you still could have fought him. And some people said Charlo looked a little bit lesser than what they expect. You still didn't fight him. Bivol hasn't looked good in his recent fights. And now you about to fight him. And he don't have to fight Zurdo and all this stuff. But why? Why is Canelo willing to fight certain guys a la carte, but then other guys like Benavidez and Andrade and Charlo, they have to have this big buffet and like tournament? Come on, bro. Canelo looking crazy. He moving crazy. It's that simple. He moving crazy. Anyway, I'm out. Subscribe to the channel. I got a lot of content coming. So I'll see y'all. Peace out.